Hi, today is Friday, March 7th, 2025, and it's time for another Flosstube video. Hi, my name is Marissa. This is MKissa Creations. This is a Flosstube video. It is a YouTube video that primarily talks about cross stitch. We are going to be pretty cross stitch heavy today. I've got a little bit about my postage square swap and some estate sale finds at the end, but those are stitching related, so that part's exciting. All right, it has been 2 weeks since my last video. I want to welcome anybody that is new watching me. I hope you find something that you like and stick around, and welcome back to all of my returning viewers. Thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Wednesday was my birthday, so that also happened to be when I first came back to Flosstube. So I originally started Flosstube in the 2015 and 16 range, and then I really stopped. I kind of deleted everything, and then I came back. I came back 5 years ago on my birthday. So on Wednesday was my birthday and also my 5-year Flosstube anniversary. So I had two big celebrations, so that was exciting. We have been celebrating my birthday this week, and it has been lovely, and we are going to continue to celebrate a little bit more tomorrow night. The first week of March in the Portland area in Maine is Maine Restaurant Week. And so a lot of the restaurants do specials and offer prefix menus and offer pairings and drink specials, and so it's always kind of been on my list to do, but my mom is our primary, like, secondary caregiver. So like whenever we go out, she's like our babysitter. She's the person that we trust the most with our children, and she usually goes to visit my sisters in California the week of my birthday. I know that sounds weird, but it's just kind of like a easy time for her to travel. But it stinks because we've never had a babysitter for Maine Restaurant Week. But this year that we do, and so we are going to go check out a couple restaurants on Saturday, and I'm really excited. Oh, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go check out a couple of restaurants. Today, let's see, I took the day off of work today as a birthday present to myself to do some stuff. And in doing so, I scheduled myself to do too much stuff. So I am, this Flosstube video is going up much later on Friday than my usual Flosstube videos end up going up. Usually I film on my lunch from work, and then I have them upload so they're like ready to go at the end of my workday pretty much. But today I am filming even after I've already picked my littles up from school, or my littlest up from school, and then I don't even know what the editing and posting process is going to be when we get to that point, but it's fine. That's why it's late. It's my birthday. I scheduled myself to do all the things and not enough time to do them. So thank you for sticking with me for that. Okay. Stitching wise, I have only stitched on 2 projects. I didn't start anything. I didn't have a birthday start. I did buy a birthday project, and I will show that to you next week because it should be here. It's already shipped, and I'm really excited. Or in the next 2 weeks, that will probably end up being a new start for me, most likely as soon as I get it. I don't know if I will show it to you first and I get it. So the 2 projects I've worked on are 324. Getting myself back to the 50% mark. So if you watched last week, I told you about how I made a big boo-boo and had to rip a bunch of stuff out after I got past the 50% mark, and it made me really sad. So the project kind of went on timeout for a little bit. I got myself close to the 50% mark, and then yesterday I put in a few motifs, and I'm feeling better about it again. So let's see. This is the top corner. So here's where this is at. It's looking pretty great. I like it. I have talked about how beautiful it is before. I think Arlene Cohen just did an amazing job. So finding more holes of colors that I somehow don't have, or I'm gonna have to like dig through something for. I've said before, I don't really kit my projects, but I do have some that I have like not worked on in a while that have flosses pulled for them. So perhaps some of these greens are sitting in that area, but this is how 324 is looking, and I'm gonna continue to put stitches into it. Again, it's like my easiest to see stitch that I have going right now that I'm like enjoying stitching on and that isn't on timeout. So I tend to pick it up when I'm just gonna be, and I'm stitching it in hand. So I don't have to try to find like a hoop or something to stick it in, and it's not bulky. It's just like this little thing. Anyways, so, and I have a bunch of colors pulled because I am actively working on this. So I pulled all these colors, and then I'll just stick them back into my floss box because you only end up needing like a strand off of each one. Or at least in the length that I make mine, I only need a strand on each one. All right, and then I was telling you that Lola Crow, she officially made it official that it is birds. I forget what it's called. Adventurous birds. So it's birds. So I'm gonna do it. So I need to finish the Deadly Aquarium. And I really want to buy the Greenhouse of Oddities too and work on that, but I need to like, I guess I just need to decide. I think I'm not gonna pre-order the bird one until I see what the or I'm not going to order the bird one until I see what the outline is. I think that was what I did for Deadly Aquarium too. I don't know if I pre-ordered it like before we knew anything. So, or I might have, but as far as Deadly Aquarium goes, I am over the 90% mark. So I am getting very close. And this is where it is. So, this shark right here needs or catfish. I don't know what that is. I need to do my reading. It needs its back stitching still. I jumped the gun and kind of moved on from that one before I did the back stitch, but I got all the jellyfish done since the last you've seen it. The Portuguese man of war, and then the other jellies down at the bottom. All their back stitching is done. All these, I don't know what these are either. I need to look. All of their, they're just almost entirely backstitch and like one stitch, one cross stitch, one X. And then let's see. I have this, I'm like working in this area. I'm not working on a specific, like there's a shark here and there's fish in front of the shark and then here's one of the rays. So I'm just kind of going. Look at how these jellyfish. This, I think this like middle, I don't know. I love this all, but this middle section with its purples and its jellyfishing and then this lionfish, like, oh, look at how pretty that is. It is so pretty. It is so pretty. Like, how does she design these like this? This is amazing. Let me just hide my face. Sorry, it's like getting all excited about my face because I'm all excited about my face. But look at, oh, so pretty. So pretty. Okay. I am going to do my, this is going to be a super short video today. Just because of the lack of stitching. My plans are to stitch on the new stitch when it comes and to continue working on 324 and to really like push on Deadly Aquarium and try to get it done. I really would like that to be done by the next time I see you because we'll be pretty close to the release date at that point because it's March 7th, so 2 weeks, it'll be the 21st. Oh, and I have a work trip at the end of the month, so like that's not going to be work trip stitching. Actually, I don't know what is going to be work trip stitching. On this work trip, last time I took the Blossoms one. This, where is it? Is it in here? Hold on. I'll show you. Yep. The In Bloom, the spring blooms, what's this called? This one. I had this one with me on this work trip last time I went 2 years ago. So maybe I'll bring it again. Just, it hasn't gotten a lot of work on it. It needs it. So perhaps it is because it's March. Like a reminder that it's springtime. Time to be flowery. maybe we'll do that. Maybe that's in my plans. But I think so I will still see you again before I go on my work trip. So we'll decide on that for sure. All right, so today I went to an estate sale and I'm gonna make a PSA. I know Michelle Bendy has made this PSA before too. To all of my stitchy friends, please make plans for your stitching. Please make plans for your finished pieces and make plans for your patterns. I don't know if there were patterns there because I did not get there early enough to be there for everything to be there. Most of the actual stitching was still there when I got there. This woman's under the bed box was insane. A lot of it is a needlepoint, but her needlepoint was all on Aida. It was all on like 14 count Aida. None of it was really like painted canvas, it didn't seem like. Maybe a few of them were. There were some old Janlin ones. There was a giant box. I didn't have it in me to go through it and sit, and they were also like auctioning the box as a whole. And then the person that bought it was like kind of selling off the pieces from it like on site, which was sort of weird, but she had the permission of the estate sale host, so that's fine. But so this woman was a prolific stitcher. There was stitching all over the house, tons of full coverage. All the needlepoint was like full coverage, but there's full coverage cross stitch too. She had a lot of it professionally framed. So I chose pieces based on the fact that they were professionally framed, if I liked the frame, and then I will find something to do with the piece. I'm thinking I'm going to be making project bags with her pieces and then using the frames. But I'm going to show you what I got today. I spent, what did I spend? I spent $50 on 6 framed pieces. And while I'm grateful for that deal, like my heart breaks because there's so much more money and time in this pile than $50. And I just hope that this woman did not have stitchy friends that were around that would have appreciated that having these pieces in their house, or hopefully they got some special ones before it was time. But I'm going to show you the ones I picked up. So this is the first one, and this one is more, this is like, I guess it's needlepoint. It is, there's some full crosses on here. It looks, it's tent stitch. It's on Aida. There's some like missing stitches for, I think just for whites. Everything's going the same way, but then again, like I said, there's a couple of full crosses, but they're in like really random spots. I don't know if it was like an accident. I don't know. Anyways, but oh. I mean, this one's real pretty. This frame is really pretty too. So it is definitely a better from far away piece, but it is lovely. And then some Van Gogh sunflowers. And this one is beautiful. My daughter, my youngest, saw this when I brought it home and laid claim to it and said, "You can't take that one apart. I like it. I like it. It's artwork, Mommy." She says it's artwork. So I've talked before about how we like have a lot of books with art and artists in them. So she knows that this is artwork, Mommy. I can't take it out. So this might be moving up to her room. She kind of surprised me. She really like came in and like laid claim to a bunch of these pictures. So I guess we're gonna see what happens with that. The Van Gogh sunflowers are all half stitches too. And again, also random, there's 3 missing stitches, and I don't know if it's because that's where it was supposed to be white or if she just missed those 3 stitches. They're half stitches. It looks like they're done with like the full 6 strands of DMC, but like it's so pretty. Okay. And then this one, these are also half stitches, some full and back stitch, like with full strands too. This one is very wrinkly. I actually might take this one out just to like, I would have taken this back to the framer. it is, I don't know if maybe they just couldn't get it to lay flat because of the way she stitched, but sorry, there's a lot of glare on this one, I feel like. But these lilies, so those are their leaves. But beautiful work, again. And then this one is, again, half stitches, but like I can spot, oh, there's blended threads in this one, it seems like. And then also she just, I don't know, some full crosses. And then I don't know, I need to like look a little bit more carefully and see if, oh, this one is definitely needlepoint, and this one might actually be on a painted canvas because I can see it in the back and it's different. And I think the black is stitched. Oof, so much glare. There we go. So on this one, all that black is also stitched. This one might be a painted canvas. But yeah, this one is really pretty. This one is very full coverage. This one, I think, like I said, is a painted canvas. I think it really is truly needlepoint. I think a lot of her other stitches were cross stitches that she just did as tent stitches. Because even like there's a good amount of white showing through on some of her other ones, and this one isn't. This one is like you could take this one off and cover like a chair with it. Not that I would ever want to sit on this, but it is so beautiful. And like, again, there's some not amazing framework in here. I don't know if it's just that it, like, they got delivered to the framer a little bunched up and not like ironed all the way, or if the framer just didn't stretch them over anything. But like I said, this one has a hole in the back so you can see the canvas. But the other ones I can like see the fabric clearly and see that it's Aida. This one I can't. But like, oh, these tulips that are just like, the colors in this are amazing. I just, looking at it through my camera lens, it's beautiful. Like I originally was like, oh, I'm gonna take all these out. Now I'm like, oh, I have all of this person's beautiful framed art that is not my style. But it is really pretty, very floral. This next one is the one that my daughter really said she didn't want me to take apart. It's also the frame that I was like the most excited about probably using for something else. Whew. Fun how that happens. But there's this beautiful dragonfly. And this is tent stitched on Aida. I think, actually. Yeah, this one is tent stitched on Aida. So my daughter definitely is into this one. She thinks it's great. So you can kind of see what her style was. She also had those, there's like a lineup of mason jars. I feel like that's probably like a more popular one that she had done. And then there were these like multicolored frogs that she had. Somebody else had grabbed those before I got to them. This one is, I really just got this for the frame. This is a really nice giant frame. And again, like I said, it has the hardware on it. And everything's ready to go. So I definitely just need to figure out what I'm gonna do with, trying to see if I can, the frame is actually thick. Trying to see what I can actually do with the stitching in the ones that I like really intend to not keep. And it's beautiful stitching and beautiful flowers, and I don't know what to do with them. But and this one again, it's wrinkly, so like I would take it out anyways to reframe. But yeah, so I think she did all her work in tent stitch, or a good amount of it. Whoa, it's very windy. I don't know if you just heard that. It sounded like children screaming. It was not my children screaming. Only one of them is home right now, and she is in her room. Or maybe not. That might have scared her too. You okay, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. All right, so that's all the stitching I have. I want to show you what how our swap went. So it went great. I'm gonna open these with you here. I haven't opened them yet. They're all just waiting for me. So if you are new here, I am also a quilter, and I am very interested in creating a postage stamp quilt, which is a quilt made up of little tiny squares. Some people use 1.5 inch squares so that they will be a 1 inch square, like the real true size of an old postage stamp. When it's done, I am using 2 inch squares. So my finished little square will be 1.5 inches when it's done. And I hosted a swap where each of us sent 10 little squares to we each sent it to 5 people. So we're each sent out 50 squares and we're getting 50 squares in. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want every single square on my quilt to be different. So let's see what we got. This is from Becky. There were actually 2 Beckys in our swap. This is from one of the Beckys. All right, we're polka dotty, purple polka dots, blue polka dots. I don't have either of those yet. Blue, don't have that. It's gonna be interesting to see if anybody actually sends fabric that anybody already had. This is kind of trying to do the same thing. So I am going to be going to be collecting and collecting and collecting. And we'll most likely be hosting additional swaps. So if you are interested, please subscribe, and we will definitely get there. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I was like, you don't need to send anything, but Debbie sent a little fabric quilted postcard with hers. And it's like stitched around the edges, and it's just like, it's like scraps from her stitching. My husband's home. Our doors have chimes. So it's just like scraps from her other quilts all sewn together and then stitched onto a postcard. I love it. Thank you. All right, so I'm just gonna go through these all really quick, and then I'm gonna tell you if there's any that pop up that I have, but I don't think they're going to. I honestly think that all of us from all over the place are all just gonna have different fabric squares from everywhere. And I am so excited that these are all just gonna live in my quilt. Ooh, this one's cool. Okay, so like, look at, this one has an A. So this A is definitely under 1.5 inches. And so like when you take a 1/4 inch border around all of this A will like be in the middle of its little square. So cool. That hat will be like right in the middle. Oh, so great. And yellow. Awesome. Okay, 2 down, 3 to go. This is so fun. I've never done like a Advent, like open me fun stuff on my videos before. So this is super exciting for me. I hope it's exciting for you too. And I hope that if you are interested in joining, that you join. I'm gonna keep it at the same thing where it's just 10 squares. So you just send out your 10 little fabric squares that are cut. Oh my gosh, these ones are all organized and laid out so nicely. These are from my friend Alice. Thank you, Alice. Oh, come on. I don't want to mess them up. She has them all like stacked, so like I'm not even gonna have to like flip through them all to show you. You're just gonna be able to see. Ooh, okay. So this batch right here, and this is what I love. So like this batch is so 90s. This batch reminds me of my mom's quilting stash, or my mom's fabric stash. Like right there. And so I'm so jazzed to have these added to my quilt. they are not squares of fabric that I would have in my stash, that I would have hanging out at my house. So I don't have access to fabrics like this. But the fact that these are going to be in my quilt now makes me really happy. And this is exactly why I'm doing a swap like this. And here's some of the other ones that she sent. And these ones, this one definitely reminds me of that too. Ooh, this one's pretty. That one's really beautiful. So I think, yes, this did exactly what I wanted it to do, was that it put fabric into my stash, already cut for this very specific project that is not something that I would have brought into my house on my own and be cutting like a scrap from. But I am so excited to have them. Okay, we got 2 more. And the beauty of this swap is that like it's literally, this one has 2 stamps on it, but all of these other ones have 1 stamp on them. I sent mine with 1 stamp. If you got mine and they said, you owe us more money, please let me know, because I will like Venmo you the 62 cents or something that it is for a stamp now. Gosh, they're so expensive now. I also think that I sent some more on them. And this is from the other Becky. And the other Becky is totally down for doing this again. So Becky, yeah, definitely. And she did hers all like nice and organized too. And I can actually show these all to you at once. She sent some beautiful blue batiks from her stash. And then there is 1 quilter's cotton, it looks like, in here, but the rest of them are batiks. You know what's funny? I might have this one, but I think it's a different color, like a different colorway, but similar design. So, oh, look at all those. So beautiful. So many wonderful blues. I love it. Blue and aqua. And then this last one is from my friend Aida. Aida is another main stitcher. And oh, she sent a cool card from where she lives. Oh, more blues and greens. And so I went through the rainbow a little bit on mine, and it looks like everybody else kind of did too. I think maybe we'll do one where we like either require the rainbow or like set a specific color. I got to go through and see what my layout's looking like so far. So these are beautiful. And again, these are not fabrics that I hold in my stash. Some of them are similar to some that I would hold in my stash, but for the most part, like these are all different than what I have around. Ooh, another lovely batik in yellow. And, ooh, I got a double score. So thank you everyone who participated. I will work out timing for the next one and give us all a little bit of time to organize now what we have, and then I will organize what I have and kind of, I need, now that I have a good chunk of squares cut and in my possession, I need to really start working on a layout and really decide how many and how big I want to go, so that we can either number 1 start, or number 2 I can we can fill in gaps. So I definitely am like going for a rainbow idea. I just don't know if like taking inspiration from Arlene would be like starting in the corner with red, and then do I like just go gradient once, or do I go like red to purple and then back out to red in the corners, or do I go the opposite way? Do I do blue in the corners and then red in the middle and then blue back out? So, or purple back out, I don't know, we'll see. I have a lot of thoughts that are not in an organized fashion at the moment. So those thoughts need to be processed, and then hopefully I can explain them to you a little bit better also. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for participating in the swap, and more swap awesomeness to come. And I will see you in 2 weeks. I hope you get some great stitching in, and I will talk to you later. Bye.